Welcome to the Week 4 Family Fantasy Feud Wrap-Up Show. My name is Councilman Mangamon Boys, and this is my co-host, Winning is a Breeze.
Again this week, we will recap the weekly matchups, the hard luck losers and lucky winners, and highlight the top fantasy performances and free agents. We will also be declaring the Bonehead Manager Move of the Week and celebrating the Manager of the Week.
Plus, we will have a special interview with team manager Big Dog in the house as he discusses his team's performance over the first quarter of the season. We will wrap up with a look ahead to next week's matchups.
That should be interesting. So let's get started by looking at the matchups from Week 4.
Well, there wasn't much drama in Week 4, as 4 of the 5 matchups were blowouts of 50 points or more. Winning as a Breeze had the biggest loss to the Lake Show by a score of 160 to 99.
Yeah, but I got to rest a lot of starters at least. Joining me with big losses was my brother, who lost big to 49ers #1 baby, and my dad, who lost big to Councilman among boys. Taking suggestions also suffered a lopsided loss to the Dream Team, 165 to 114.
The only close matchup of the week was between the Holy Rollers and the Lucky Blues, with Patrick holding on to win despite a late charge by Serena's team and the Chicago defense Monday night.
Yeah. With so many blowouts, scoring again held true to form, with the hard luck losers and the lucky winner coming from the only close matchup of the week.
The Lucky Blues had a decent week with 129.1 points, but ended up as the hard luck loser, while Holy Rollers won with a respectable score of 134 points. As with Week 2, the top 5 scoring teams won and the bottom 5 scoring teams lost. The top 3 fantasy players of the week came from the Atlanta Falcons offense as they put up big numbers against the Carolina defense in their come-from-behind victory this week.
Roddy White, Matt Ryan, and Michael Turner all had impressive fantasy games, scoring 38 to 44 fantasy points. The top bench fantasy player was Marcus Colston, the wide receiver for Big Dog in the house. This 31-point performance could not have saved him from defeat, though, as he's one of the week's beat-down victims.
Taking a look at the top free agents this week, Brian Hartline had the biggest performance of any fantasy player with over 55 points from his 12-reception, 253-yard game.
Andre Roberts, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Jason Witten also had 30-point performances, despite not being owned on any of our fantasy rosters.
Fitzpatrick and Witten are still available, but Hartline and Roberts have already been claimed on the waiver wire heading into Week 5.
Wish I got him.
Yeah, jumped on him quick.
That brings us to the Bonehead Manager Move of the Week. It was a tough choice this week, as Monique was given strong consideration for letting the bye bug bite her and leaving the Pittsburgh defense in the starting lineup on their bye week. But she lost by so many points that it didn't even matter.
But Serena's loss could have been avoided had she not committed this week's Bonehead Manager Move of the Week. The Lucky Blues manager left the injured Hakeem Nicks in the lineup, even though it was well known in advance as early as Saturday that he would not be playing. Serena went on to lose by less than 5 points, gifting Patrick the win again this week.
I can't explain that one. No reason not to check your lineup Sunday morning, and she paid the price for it in the loss. She did bounce back and pick up Andre Roberts to replace the injured Knicks, though. But that was too little, too late for Week 4.
Yeah, that makes 2 weeks in a row that Patrick has benefited from the Bonehead Manager Move of the Week. So don't let the 3-game win streak fool you. Patrick's team is not that impressive.
I think he begs to differ. As with the Bonehead Manager Move of the Week, the Manager of the Week was another tough decision. While Bryce's Dream Team was given heavy consideration as the points leader this week, thanks in large part to Roddy White, huge game, the Lake Show pulled out a strong showing up and down their starting lineup, despite having a limited bench that included 2-star players on their bye week. As with most other weeks, the Manager of the Week also drew me as the opponent.
Yeah, that's 3 out of 4. The Lake Show had the most dominant victory with a winning margin of over 60 points. Your matchup was over early on, honey.
It's sort of depressing. Yes, Cam Newton and Michael Turner had over 78 points in that one early game to give Maurice a huge lead that I cannot recover from. He also had two other players, Des Bryant and Deshaun Jackson, score more than 20 points.
He made all the right sit-start decisions as no one on his bench outplayed a starter. For his efforts, he earned a big win and this week's Manager of the Week. Congratulations, Maurice. I hope that helped you deal with another terrible game by the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, congratulations, Maurice.
We have a special segment this week that includes an interview with manager Big Dog in the House. Carl Sr. was able to take some time out of his roster-setting schedule to review his team's performance and the league overall in his interview with our correspondent.
Big Dog in the House is currently ranked 7th in the league and has underachieved for 3 straight games and is now looking to change that outlook. What have you done to improve your team?
First of all, I had to let my old quarterback, Josh Freeman, Buccaneers quarterback, go. And I got a seasoned quarterback, Peyton Manning. He's going to help lead me to the promised land. Hopefully that'll be a big start.
You project to beat the Lake Show, who has won 3 straight games and is currently standing in 2nd place in the league. Are you confident in your team in this week's matchup?
I am confident. Crossing fingers, toes, and eyes, and hoping that all my boys will score some quality points so that I can beat the Lake Show. Nothing personal, Maurice, because you might get me, but I think we can get them.
Which team in the fantasy league do you think has great squad?
Well, we've got quite a few players here, and we've got a good team, but I think Suggestions is he's got a pretty solid squad. I'd be afraid of her. Even the bench looks good.
Which team in the fantasy league do you consider not a threat?
Oh, that's a tough one because I could lose on any given Sunday. I'm just going to take a hit and say maybe I'm the weakest team. You know, I got the weakest team. I don't want to be calling nobody out and they come after me, you know, because that's how grandpas are. I'll leave it at that.
Now, on the flip side, who do you think is the weakest team in this league?
The weakest team. There may be just more than one weak team. You know, he's in bottom 5. It might be 3 of us. I don't mention no names, but whoever's got the lowest points, someone might got some C and N in initials, but we'll leave it at that.
I'll take that. And you know who you are. Number 77. So, all right then. Thanks so much for having
You're
this
welcome,
interview.
Jen.
See you guys later.
Good job with the interview, and thank you to Carl Sr. for offering his perspective on his team and the league so far in the season. Best of luck to him going forward.
Let's take a look at the upcoming matchups from Week 5. Holy Rollers will be putting their first place record on the line against Big Brick House 77. Patrick has caught Fiji on his bye week, and CJ is determined to focus on his lineup and get a win this week. The Lake Show will also be putting their 3-1 record on the line against Big Dog in the House. 49ers number 1 baby will be facing Taking Suggestions in battle of the 2-2 teams.
The Dream Team is playing Winning as a Breeze, and I will be taking on the Lucky Blues as she tries to bounce back from her bonehead manager move of the week.
So that wraps up the Week 4 show.
Don't let the bye bug bite you. Make sure to check your rosters as bye weeks are continuing. Good luck with your roster moves, and do your best to avoid doing next week's bonehead manager move of the week.
Bye. See you later.
See you next week.